Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name is Christian and today we're going to answer the million-dollar question. How much money can I charge for my quail eggs? Let's get into it. Who I am? I'm Christian. I'm operating the Undike network for small homesteads and farms here in the US, and I have been selling quail eggs for the past 4 years. I do it since 2 years full-time. And by the end of this video, you're gonna know the value of a quail egg. I hope it helps you. Please leave some comments if you have questions or if I get something wrong, but that's the way I look at it, and I have sold more than 100,000 quail eggs in the last year. So let's have a look. I tell you, what is the price for a quail egg? It's 42. Now you wonder, is it $42? Or is it 42 cents? And the answer to that is both is correct. You can sell a quail egg for 42 cents, but you can also sell a quail egg for $42. How? Well, I'm gonna show you. I'll show you the value chain of quail eggs, how we look at it here, and I hope it helps you to find the right price for your quail eggs. Whenever you do it for business or as a hobby, if you want to make some money on the side with it, it's important to look at two things. And this curve I'm drawing here, this is two things which are also important in life, which is money, right? And money is endless. Some governments even print money if they need more. Yeah. And we have time. But with time, there is an end to it. For us as people, for any living animal, and for a quail egg too, right? Eventually a quail egg will spoil, so you want to sell it after it's late. So let's start where it happens. You hear my rooster here in the back. This lovely quail here lays an egg. If there is a rooster with the quail, we call it a hatching egg, right? If it's fertile and everything is perfect, to sell it as a hatching egg, it's a hatching egg. And here at Undike, we never sell a hatching egg older than 2 days, right? Because of transport to the customer, to your doorstep. We don't want eggs to be older than that because it's known that after 10 days the hatch rate goes down, so we need to have time for the transport and everything. That's why we never ship out an egg which is older than 48 hours as a hatching egg. So what it becomes next? A fresh egg. And the fresh egg is on the same level here in this curve. In regards to the money, right? It's the same value. Sure, people could argue, okay, a hatching egg should cost more because I have to feed the extra roosters, but I mean, yes, quail eat a lot, but some extra roosters, I don't really calculate that in. So from my perspective, a hatching egg and a fresh egg is the same value when you sell it. Fresh egg is up to 4 days. To ensure it has enough shelf life for the customer. However they use it then, if they have an allergy to chicken, or they just like the quail egg better, or you use it as a party snack, make pickled eggs out of it, all that good stuff. 4 days is our limit to be considered as a fresh egg, and from that moment on, we have then other options to sell the egg, right? One option is you might have breakfast, right? So I paint here a lovely cracked breakfast egg, and you wonder, what is this guy talking about? He wants me to sell my breakfast eggs? Well, there is a product left from it, which is the shell of the egg, and that shell, people usually throw that on their compost or throw it away. That actually has value too. That can be used for a number of different products, so we buy that from you. Of course, they need to be cleaned, they need to be proper dried so that they are shelf stable, but those shells from your breakfast eggs still have a great value. Another option, over time, if you don't consume the eggs yourself and you haven't sold it fresh or for hatching, that egg here becomes a hollowed egg. Hollowed, HO. The hollowed egg It's a great exercise. I had issues with my lungs, so my doctor says it's great exercise. Blow it out or get a pump, and you empty the contents of the egg. The contents of the egg obviously are not wasted. That becomes another product for a food topper, for example. Speaking of examples, let's show you. That whole egg food topper, freeze-dried, if you have a freeze dryer, is another product which comes out of the hollowed egg. But the hollowed egg itself, if you don't step on it when you throw it on the floor, which is a product too, the hollowed egg is also a product. You want to know, okay, yeah, sure, hollowed egg, you can do crafts with them, you can sell them as craft eggs, and that's what we do, especially around Easter. They fly off the shelves. So there's a value to that as well. Not as high up than a hatching or a fresh egg, but higher than the shells from a breakfast egg, right? But speaking of these eggshells, when they're crumbled, like I just showed you, like those guys, there is another type of eggshell as well, which is in the value chain a little lower, which is the shell of the hatched egg. That can be used as well as a plant fertilizer. That's how we sell it, and it sells well. So we need more of those. And you can sell that locally at farmers markets and so on. There's certain plants, they need extra calcium. So the eggshells from hatching, I put them over here because that's later on, right? Eggshells from hatching has a value. Maybe not huge value, that's why it's lower, but still, it makes money. And over time, little things add up. Like, you know, interest on your bank account, little things add up. Okay, another important part, since we have been with the hollowed egg, what can be made out of an hollowed egg, right? That's quail art. Art of quail. So there we get up to the $42 area. And should not be a smiley. That should resemble an earring. Let me show you. My friend Kelly makes awesome art out of quail eggs. And you can see samples of that on our store as well. Can't demonstrate it fully, but I hope you get the picture. It needs more time to make it, right? Therefore, the value goes up. Looks beautiful. They are not heavy at all. She has a secret technique how to make them not too heavy, but still stable enough to survive a long time. My wife has them now since months and she loves them. So that's in the value for a quail egg really high up. You can charge money for it because you put time into it, you make a great product out of it, people value that, right? Okay, what else we got? We are now at around day 7 of the life of the quail egg. And at this stage, the quail egg becomes a quail egg for pets. There's a lot of people out there who see the value of quail eggs for pets like I do. I have a dog, she's 3 years old, she gets every day a quail egg for breakfast and one for dinner. There's reptiles, specific snakes who eat quail eggs, for example. They only eat that. There is cats, of course, who love quail eggs too as part of their diet. So it still has a value after 7 days. It's still shelf stable for a while. We don't sell it as high as a hatching or a fresh egg, but still you can sell it for pet consumption there, right? Okay, we have the egg shells then from hatching, right? Which means you actually hatch the egg, right? For your own breeding stock, to replenish that, to produce more birds, and basically start over with the life cycle here, right? So obviously that's from a value perspective pretty high up again, because if you look at the different parts of a quail, which can be sold as well, and then again, you know, start the cycle, this really is valued high. I mean, how much can you make money on a quail? That should be probably a separate video, because we sell that stuff and we buy that stuff from you. The wings, the legs, the feet, pretty much everything of the quail. So again, with the hatch, the value is pretty high up as well, and it goes back down there and starts the cycle again. So what is the conclusion of the value chain here? You can sell a quail egg for 42 cents. You can sell a quail egg for 10 cents. If it's a breakfast egg and it's in bulk, it's a fraction of a cent. If it's art, like the lovely earrings you have seen, it can go up to 42 or more. Like if a famous artist takes a quail egg, puts it into their creation. Imagine Banksy putting a quail egg somewhere on a wall, makes art around it, takes a picture, sells that. Could be worth millions technically, right? That would be cool to see, right? Anyway, to finish up this video for today, I hope it gives you some idea about the value chain of the quail egg, how we value it. We really want that there's nothing wasted of these lovely creatures. We want to add value for our customers. We want to offer products online which are hard to find sometimes locally for our customers, so they are just a click away and find the right product. And for you quail people like me out there, you want to have either a hobby which pays for itself for the feed, or you want to make some extra money or actually turn it into business like I did. So understanding the value of the product you have in front of you, I think, is really, really important. And there's regional differences, right? Somebody in Louisiana might not charge as much for a quail egg than somebody in New York State. Right? It's just logical, right? Taxes are different, the cost of living is different, electricity prices might be different, all that good things. In most online postings I've seen, like when somebody asks for how should I price my quail egg, how much I should sell them for, the obvious thing always comes up, which you should do in any case. And I haven't mentioned that yet, but it is so obvious. You have to look at your cost of goods. You have to, how much does it really cost you to produce a quail egg, right? You factor everything in, the electricity, your time, the feed, the equipment you had to buy initially to actually produce the product itself. So that goes into the cost of goods. Then you factor in taxes, right? You have to factor in the profit for yourself. All that good stuff. And then you get to a base price, and that's how you just do it. If you have questions about what I have explained now, please reach out online. You find us on undike.us, and I hope you have a great day.